Thanks for tuning in. Sorry for interrupting your normal program, but we have a severe situation starting to take place. Right now we are already getting damage reports in Salis and Atala County. We're already starting to get, of possible tornado damage, but definitely wind damage. Again, this is an already revolving situation. This storm right here has already produced some damage. It's going to start to make its way. The National Weather Service has already issued a tornado warning for this storm, and as it starts to get, we can start to see, if we can move in a little bit closer, we can already start to see some signs of rotation here. And if we can pull up the velocity product real quick, we can see some very inbound winds. Green is the inbound winds, red outbound winds, and we're already starting to see some very strong, what looks like to be some strong rotation right here, just a few miles northeast of Kosciuszko, Mississippi. So right here, if we can pull back into, you can kind of see this hooking around. This is, again, signs of rotation with this storm. We already have some wind damage and possible tornadoes. So if you are in the area of northeastern Atala County, please go ahead and take warning, take shelter now. Remember, you want to be the innermost, and you want to be in the lowest floor of your house in the innermost room if possible, away from all windows. Back here, as we can take a broader look outside and just see what else is going on. This seems to be right now our biggest concern from some storms, but we already have some other storms moving in here, and we have what looks to be a squall on here. But right now, this is still the biggest worry we have right here. Again, the National Weather Service has issued a tornado warning for northeastern Atala County, and we are going to keep you updated as soon as stuff comes in. This just in. We've also gotten reports of thunderstorm wind gusts causing damage in Kosciuszko, Mississippi already. See, again, thunderstorm wind damage, possible tornado in Atala County. Homes damage have been in near the Newport and Salis communities. Again, this is a possible tornado, but nothing has taken. Some tips on taking shelter while we're keeping watch of the storm. Remember, you want to be in the lowest level of your room, lowest level of your house, in an interior room away from all windows. And you not under any circumstances try to outrun a tornado in a car. The best option there is to find the lowest possible space, possibly a ditch. Get there, get in, and keep your hands above your, just stay in that ditch. Again, we are seeing tornado warnings for this storm in Atala County. So you can start here. Again, can we pull up the velocity again? This storm seems to be heading just northeastern Atala County into cities like French Camp and McCool. So if you're in any of that area, please go ahead and take shelter right now. And as we start to move this will start to move into Choctaw County. Again, we're going to keep you updated on all of this as things continue on. We have a severe weather statement issued by the National Weather Service. Oktibbeha, Mississippi, Choctaw, and Atala and Winston County. We still have a tornado warning issued for this, and as this moves on, the tornado warning pretty much extends from western Oktibbeha all the way down into Atala County. So if you're in Choctaw, Winston County, in the western parts, please keep a watch over the storm as this continues to go on. The tornado is all of this will be around McCool and French Camp around 12:45, Ware by 12:50, and Chester by 12:55, Ackerman by possibly even 1 o'clock, and into Sturgis and the westernmost parts of Oktibbeha County by 1:05. This is an extremely dangerous and life-threatening situation. This storm has already produced damaging winds and possibly even a tornado. So if you are in if you are in the area from northeastern Atala County, northwestern Winston County, and Choctaw County, southern part of Choctaw County into western Oktibbeha County, go ahead and take shelter immediately. Again, this storm has already produced strong wind damage and possibly even a tornado. So this is a very serious situation. Again, the National Weather Service has issued a tornado warning for this. As we start to loop, if we can go ahead and take a look, we've got some updates. If we can go ahead and take a look at the velocity product, we can see that rotation is still there. We have some very strong inbound winds and some very not as strong outbound winds, but this is still good indication of rotation within the storm. This is not an indication that a tornado has been produced, but that in kind of the upper levels of the storm that there is rotation, and it is very possible that a tornado has formed. Right now, this doesn't look quite as impressive. We don't see as much of a curve on it as we did earlier, but it's still a very dangerous situation and need to keep track of it. We have the Veil product here showing not so much of a threat for hail, as this shows us the density of the storm. Now we have some greens and a blue, which is not showing a lot of density, so hail is not as much a concern as strong winds and possibly even a tornado. Again, this storm has issued a tornado warning for southern Winston County, southern Choctaw County, northeastern Winston County, and into western Oktibbeha County. So again, if you are in that area, please go ahead and take shelter immediately. Remember, you want to stay in the lowest levels of your house. And however, we are looking at some of the radar reflectivity. We are starting to get some stronger signs here, French Camp. If we can take a look at the velocity product, we'll see this storm. If there's a tornado, it is probably already moved from Ware to McCool. And again, if you are in any of this area, please go ahead and take shelter immediately. Remember, this radar takes a while to update, so this has probably moved on further. So if you're in Ackerman, you definitely want to take you definitely want to go ahead and take shelter as well, even though it's still, if there is a tornado, it is still quite a far away. Again, this is a potentially dangerous situation. We're keeping you updated as the situation. However, I have to make, even though the storm did not look as impressive on the Veil product, we are getting reports on quarter-sized hail in French Camp. So this means we have strong updrafts, and strong updrafts kind of tend to help with tornado formation. So if we're seeing hail, we're also still worried about tornadoes. So, but again, the hail is still, quarter-sized hail is still a reason for severe warning. So remember, you want to keep in your homes, especially if you are in northern Attala County, French Camp, McCool, where any cities like that, you still want to be taking shelter. And those of you who are in the path of the storm, go ahead and start making your preparations immediately and taking. Remember, taking shelter, you want to keep in the lowest level of your house, in the interior room, away from windows or anything that could possibly break and cause debris to come into your house. And if you are outside, please do not try to outrun a tornado in the car. If you are outside and you see a tornado, the best thing to do is to lie in a ditch or in the lowest area. But do not, under any circumstances, try to outrun a tornado in the car, and do not, I repeat, do not seek any type of shelter under any underpass. Again, we're taking a look at the storm. We are starting to see some of these higher reflectivity values, which is probably where we got this hail core. We've just had a radar update. It looks like if we could pull up the velocity product on radar, again, this is reporting winds coming into the radar and winds going away from the radar. And if we can start to see the green next to the red means there's shear, and shear is just showing that rotation within the storm. And we have some pretty good rotation here within the storm. And if we can pull back right here, as you look at where my finger is, if we go back into the reflectivity product, we can kind of see that is almost centered on that hole. If we can take a closer look right here, right here in the border of Choctaw and Attala County. And pull back up the velocity product, we can start to see these match up very, very well. So back to the reflectivity, there is a possibility for a tornado formation right just southwest of Ware and northeast of McCool. And if you are anywhere in this area, you should already be taking shelter immediately. If not, please go ahead. So we start to see this has been an evolving storm, and we are starting to see, we've already again seen quarter-sized hail in French Camp with this, already strong wind damage, thunderstorm wind damage, but as well as possible tornado. Veil product here showing that it's stronger, but it still has produced Right now we're going to toss to programming, and we'll keep you updated on the severe weather situation as we continue on into this progressing event.